Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, coming at you with round 2 of the 5v5 Grand Arena going on right now. This is season 15. Apologies for the audio. I don't have my mic with me. I'm on some earbuds today. Want to give a quick shout out to my patrons, especially my newest patron. It's Silver, and it's DinoCon V. He just joined recently, so shout out to him. I'm going to look forward to working with him. Anyone else feel like joining the party, the link's down in the corner. Can check it out and give me a holler. Let's get into the video, and I'm going to show you the recap of how this round went. Had some interesting counters, and I'll be anxious to show this to you. I think it went pretty good. All right. So here's my opponent's map. I'm going to show you what he's got up top. He went ahead and set his Darth Revan. He's got a maxed Malik there, all pretty well modded. He's got some Django lead bounty hunters there. Down south, he's got his Night Sisters with Spirit, Asajj lead. Then he's got his Kira Scoundrels team. So we'll go ahead and try this section first because it seems easier. So for Night Sisters, I wanted to try this Galactic Republic team. I just have the Zeta on Padme's lead, so it's not the best team in the world right now because I don't have any of the other Zetas besides, Zaris. But, I think they're okay, and I don't want to burn Traya on Night Sisters every time, so went ahead and tried Galactic Republic, and let me tell you, this team works amazing. This is a really good counter for Night Sisters. You don't have to worry about plague. You don't have to worry about stuns. As long as you can keep that protection up, you're doing, a pretty good job. You don't have to worry about the debuffs. And then the protection up will help with courage. It makes them hit a bit harder. You'll see it's that blue icon with the muscle arm, that gets above their head. Once they get a good number of stacks of that, they're going to hit that much harder. I really like it. This is one of my first times really getting to use this team. You don't get a whole lot of practice because I don't use them in the arena. Don't really use them for anything, And so it's hard to test these teams out in a PvP scenario. And here we are, I figured might as well roll the dice, but at least they should work in theory. And more Zetas like on Padme's Unique and Ahsoka's and Anakin's are only going to make the team that much better. You can see that this team is rarely getting debuffed, and when they do get debuffed, all you have to do is wait for Padme's special ability to come, and that way she'll be able to cleanse the debuffs and heal up the team, and they'll get more stacks of protection up, which obviously, as long as they have those protection up, that's going to keep them from getting debuffed due to her leadership ability. And then those are going to translate into stacks of courage, like I said, and make them hit that much harder. So you can see it takes a minute. This is by no means a super quick team, but it is pretty reliable. And there's room for mistakes because when I fight Night Sisters, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. All the nuances and mechanics. If you've heard any of my other videos, I'm not a big fan. I kind of hate how they are, but, I'm getting there. So it's a work in progress, but there went Asajj. Now it's just down to Zombie and Spirit. And the good thing is once you get enough stacks of courage, your characters hit really hard. They can one-shot Zombie, and then that'll get rid of his taunt, which I did. So there was that, 56 banners. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so the next thing I did was take my Traya team against his Kira Scoundrel team. He's got that nest in there, and you know that she can be a pain to take out. So I try to use Nihilus against her whenever possible, and the Traya team just because they can heal and you don't have to worry about debuffs. So that's always good. What I did was put B2 in there. I started using B2 with my Traya team because you can use him against the Jedi Knight Revan, and he makes a good fifth for that team because of his constant debuffs and now the ability to get massive turn meter and to keep going. So he can put buff immunity on everybody. Works really well, actually. So I got Traya lead, Nihilus, Scion, and then Sith Marauder, just because I needed a, fourth or fifth. And he hits decently hard, so nice to always have that. Some good extra damage. Does give a potency up on the special. If you guys don't have Marauder leveled up, I'd recommend it. Definitely makes, a nice other Sith to use in this team. But B2 really does kind of shine, throwing that buff immunity up. So I'm trying to keep the buffs off Vandor Chewbacca, and I'll end up just annihilating him. But I was trying to take him out and use the buff immunity and everything to keep him from getting buffed and get him prepared. But right here you can see Darth Nihilus annihilates up. I just went ahead and annihilated Vandor. Now I don't have to worry about killing any other scoundrels and him bringing them back. So that's good. I can just take out, whoever I want to take out. So I'm working on that now. Kira's the next squishiest. And I got L3 isolated over there. I'd recommend doing that because L3 counters so much and taunts so much that it can be a pain. And then she'll also cleanse debuffs off the other members of the team. And I don't think she can do that while isolated. So it's nice to just put her in a box and then she's kind of on the sidelines. You don't really have to worry about her. So I had got rid of Kira. Now I'm just working on L3. And Nest is going to be the lone survivor. And now all it's a matter of is just tanking out the hits until Annihilate comes back around. And that's all I'm trying to do. Scion already does have his Held by Hatred up, so I don't have to, do that again. And I'm just waiting for what I can do to Annihilate. So that's it, just killing time, doing some damage here and there. Because sometimes you can kill Nest off with damage if it lines up right. But there's Annihilate, took out Nest, 54 banners on that one, so I'll take it. That gets me through so I can see what he's got hiding in the back for me. So here it is. This is his S2. And back there he's just got a Karth team, Mission and Zalbar. He's got the Zetas on him, but then he also does have Wampa in there. Makes the team hit a little bit harder and actually provides some good utility for those dots. But here's what he's got up top. He's got his Darth Revan team and the Bounty Hunters. I just went ahead and did the Darth Revan first. This is the counter that I learned about in a video from Operation Metaverse. It's actually a really good video, and it shows how this counter works. You can take this Darth Revan maxed team with maxed Malak out with your Jedi Knight Revan team and with Thrawn. It sucks you have to burn Thrawn because he's used in so many counter teams, but he's an absolute necessity for this. It helps you control the battle, and you wouldn't be able to do it without his fracture. So this is me putting that counter to work. It's pretty reliable once you get the hang of it. Like I asked for assistance on the Operation Metaverse server, and they said, the best thing you can do is practice in the arena. So I practiced a few times, and it's worth using some of the crystals, in my opinion, because you need to work out the kinks and how your squad works. Mine's slightly different from their video because of the speeds on my characters and the damage, but it is how it is. I was able to take out Darth Revan there, and at least once you get rid of him, then if you lost, next time you would go in to do cleanup, they wouldn't have that leader ability, so it would make the team much easier to take out. And so the goal is take out Revan, and then every other character you get, consider that a bonus. If you ended up with just Malak at the end, let's say, yeah, it would take another battle, but that's not so bad, So here I'm working on HK and Darkside Bastilla. I want to get her out because of her thing with fear and putting all the debuffs, and she can just do some massive damage if she gets you shocked and uses her wild lightning. So I really want to get her out, but you also got to keep an eye on HK because if he can do his grenade or his, that third special that starts on cooldown, that'll one-shot your characters. But the great thing is she went and tried to put debuffs up, Bastilla did, and they had their tenacity up, so you saw it all get resisted. So that's nice. And there she goes, was able to take her out. Now we're just going to work on HK, trying to get rid of him. I do try and keep Malik stunned because, he can do less of that drain life because that'll go through and kill your characters real quick. But here we go, just dogpiling on HK. He's stunned, he's gone. Now it's just Malik, and I still got 4 team members left. Thrawn's gone, but nothing I can do about that. Just trying to make sure I do the best I can so I can finish them off. Got Revan's heal ability, so we'll go ahead and use that. Throw turn meter over to Yoda. Use his big special. Got lucky, got a stun there. Use his basic, Jolie's basic, and dogpile with Revan. That's always nice when you can stun Malik. Makes it much easier. Stun him again. Throw turn meter over to Yoda. Like I said, just using his basic and nailed him. 55 banners, I'll take that all day long for a one-shot on a Malik team. And it was a maxed Malik, so I feel pretty good about that. So now it's just his bounty hunters blocking my way in the front. And this is a pretty fun team. I actually slowed this clip down a little bit so you could see how it works. Veers, Stark, Range, Death, and Snow. And I got mine modded pretty fast and to hit pretty hard. They do have 6 E-mods on Snow and Range, and I think Stark. So I'm working on them, but they're really modded for damage, and the ones that need to be fast are Range and Stark, and they are fast. Even with Jango lead for his bonus, the bonus on his boss was something like 287 or whatever, and my Stark is like 313 with his Veers bonus. So I go first, and I can just dogpile them and knock them down. And that's why you really want, if you have imps, they're a great combat team, and I think a lot of people underutilize these teams. You can see how much damage they're capable of, and they could just shred these, Gear 12 bounty hunters. And a lot of people don't utilize their Imperial troopers to the fullest. I mean, we use them in raids, we use them in TB, we use them in every TW and every grind arena. Get your imps in good shape so that they can take out a top bounty hunter team and you don't have to burn a CLS. Let you save it for later. You can see just how much damage my snow trooper does. Look with his AoE. All 20-something thousand. So they do a really heavy job of damage, 20,000 there. Easily get 60 banners on that one. So pretty happy with that. They did what they were made to do. So now that squad is dead, that's going to show us what he's got hiding in his back zone up top. And it looks like he's just got some Ewoks, and then he's got a second bounty hunter team there with his leftover bounty hunters. Never really fought an Aura Singh lead team, so I know they can stealth. I have to look into them. But we'll go ahead and go through his Ewoks. The counter for that is Rex Wampa. And then as a supporting cast for Rex and Wampa, I got Tusken Shaman, because I already had him at Gear 11. I got Stormtrooper just to act as an extra tank and, take some of the hits. And then I got Boba Fett. He's just left over from my bounty hunter squad. I don't use him in there because I have better bounty hunters. And he does nice with the dots and the fact that he can ignore taunt. And then his execute will get rid of some of the buffs. Use him to get rid of the taunt on Paplu. And even if it doesn't kill him, at least it gets rid of the taunt. And then you can focus on somebody else. So that's nice. I mean, it's a pretty, synergistic. I mean, they go together really well. They are pretty squishy, except for Wampa and except for Stormtrooper. The rest of them are squishy. But the fact that they throw down dots just makes Wampa power up that much faster. Gets that little extra boost, and that way you can kill the team off a little bit quicker. So once you get rid of Elder, which I did, then you don't have to worry about the revives. You guys know how this works. Once he's gone, then it's just a matter of time killing the rest of them. And so I'm working on that. I mean, I know Logray can daze, but with the supporting cast that I have, I don't really have to worry about that as much. Rex will live, even though he's squishy, so he'll put up tenacity. I got 54 banners off that battle, so it's really easy. Think about it. Just what characters do you have that are going to add some utility to your Rex Wampa squad? And if they're left over, throw them in there. Here's his, okay, you're going to like this. Here's his leftover bounty hunter squad. This is Aura Singh as the lead, okay? And she stealths. That's her big thing. And so they all stealth. Okay, no big deal. First Order will rip through them like nothing. So I used Crew's 2-turn stun on her. Without Bosk in there, especially Bosk lead, they just aren't very tanky. And so they can be shredded with your First Order. And you get so much turn meter from Xylo's AoE that, look, I already got him red barred. And the leftover bounty hunters are pretty squishy when you're using like IG-88. And he didn't have his Embo modded for protection or damage. I mean, it was just like his leftovers. Maybe he didn't think I would get through. And that's, that's fine. I assume that of my opponents sometimes too. But First Order just does a quick number on these bounty hunters. So I'm pretty happy with that. If you run into a leftover squad and you don't need them for their Bosk bounty hunters, consider using them against the leftover squad. So did that here, got 59 banners. Again, I'm pretty happy with that. Trying to get as much banners as I can because I don't know if my opponent's going to clear all my defenses. I put my Darth Revan on defense up top. So far, he's going to have to one-shot everything to catch up to me, and I want to make him have a high enough bar if I can, make it difficult for him to catch up. Okay, so here's his last team, that Karth team that's got Wampa in there, and I had a good amount of firepower left. I had my CLS team left over, so why not go ahead and use that? I could have used my JTR, but the CLS team is much more powerful, so why take chances? I went ahead and shot Wampa first, that way I could stun him, didn't have to worry about his counterattacks. And once I got rid of him, then it's just putting in work on Zalbar just because he's going to auto-taunt anyway. Once you get rid of him, it's smooth sailing on the rest of the team. So I'm just, doing what I do. Chewie assists and does good damage. Got rid of Zalbar there. Counterattacks just killed Karth. Wampa's still stunned. Counterattacks doing some work on Canderous. Now I just got Wampa. He's gone. Now it's just mission. Nothing you can really do to get back protection or anything, but at least this team makes for a pretty quick kill. So took them out, got 58 banners. Like I said, I'm happy with that. I think I set the bar pretty high. So that's the end of that team, and that's the end of my Grand Arena. I got 17-16. My opponent hasn't attacked yet, and I don't know if he will or not. I hope that he does. So this has been round 2. Hey, we'll see you guys in the next round. I anticipate heading on to the finals. Let's see how the championship goes. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.